To expand brackets, we multiply each term inside the brackets by the term outside the bracket. So let's have here, for example, for you to understand it better. There is a term outside the bracket and there are terms inside the bracket. So we are going to multiply each term inside the bracket to the term outside the bracket, or simply distribute the term outside to the terms inside the bracket. So try to look at this here, 8. So I'm going to multiply 4 to each of the term inside the bracket. 4 times x. Bracket means multiplication. So when you have 4, bracket 5, close bracket, that means it's 4 times 5. All right? So 4 times x, it means 4x. And 4 times 3, that gives you 12. Very simple, right? You're 8. So let's do another one. So again, very simple method. We are going to multiply each term inside the bracket to the term outside the bracket. So let's multiply 2a times 2b. 2 times 2 is 4. And when you multiply, you just simply copy 8b. If there's 8 times a, that will become a squared. So here, very simple, it's just 4ab and 2a times 5. 2 times 5 is 10 and copy a. Are they like terms? No, because 4 has b while 10 has only a. So we cannot add 4 plus 10. Again, add only if the terms are like terms. All right, year 8. So let's have more example. You can do this year 8 and let's see if you can get the correct answer. I'm going to show with the arrow. You can even draw an arrow to show that you are multiplying the term outside the bracket to the term inside the bracket. Let's see. 7a, when you multiply the same letters, then you have to add the power, 1 plus 1. That makes it 14a squared. Again, when you multiply the same variables or letters, you simply add the power. Since the power of a here is 1, there's another power of a here which is 1, then you can add them. That makes it 2. A times a is a squared. B times b is b squared. B times b times b, you multiply b 3 times, that gives you b cubed. All right? And let's have another one, 7a times 3b. Here, we are not multiplying the same variable, so we just simply copy the 2 variables or letters. 7 times 3 is 21, and copy a, b. Since the 2 letters are different. So let's have more and try to answer this year 8. You are going to expand and simplify the expression. This time, the question doesn't ask you only to expand, but you have to simplify the same way as what we did in the previous video. We have to combine like terms. So let's see, expand first by multiplying the term outside to each of the term inside. So 2 times a will give you 2a, 2 times 5 will give you 10. Then let's move on. 3 times a is 3a, and 3 times negative 1, that's minus 3. And remember year 8, we can add and subtract the number in front of the letters if they are like terms. Like I can see 2a and 3a can be added. 2 plus 3, that gives you 5a. And here also 10 minus 3, that gives you 7. So that is 2a plus 3a is 5a. 10 minus 3, that's positive 7. So your answer is 5a plus 7 in simplest form. So let's have another one. The same instruction. You can do this time, year 8. So do the same, do the step by step. Don't be in a rush. Just do it slowly. So you will be able to get the correct answer. So are you ready, year 8? Let's see. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Remember, when you multiply different sign, it's negative. The same sign, it's positive. So let's move on to the next. Positive 7 times x, that's positive 7x. Please don't forget to write the sign before the number, especially we need to separate each term. And the term is separated by a plus minus sign. If there's no plus sign there before 7, then it is wrong. Then 7 times 5, that gives you 35. So 3x and 7x are like terms, so we can have 10x. Negative 6 plus 35, different sign, year 8. What should you do? Subtract the number and copy the sign of the bigger number, which is 35. So 35 minus 6 will give you 29. But remember, 35 is bigger, so we have positive 29. So 10x plus 29 is the final answer. All right, year 8. So one more, let's see. Remember, when you multiply the same variable, you are adding the power. So n times n will give you n squared. Very good. Not 2n. You add n plus n, that's 2n. But when you multiply n times n, that gives you n squared. So we have n squared. Then n times 2, remember, you don't write n2, you write as 2n, using the rules presented in the previous video. Then let's move on to the next one. The same thing, n times n will give you n squared. And remember, please put positive here, as positive n is multiplied to positive n. Make sure every time you write the term, you have to decide what is the correct sign before it. Is it positive or is it negative? Just write. N times 5, the correct way of writing it is 5n. And again, I put plus because this is positive times positive, the same sign, it's positive. So do not just write 5n. Make sure you separate the terms with positive and negative sign. Now to simplify, we are done with expanding brackets. We have to simplify our answer by combining like terms. So let's combine n squared and n squared. Here are two terms that are like terms. But what are the numbers in front of the letters? Of course, there is no number. It is understood to be 1. So 1 plus 1, that gives you 2. Copy n squared. When you add, please do not add the power. You just simply copy the letter and the power. You only add the power when you multiply. But adding or subtracting, no. Then I have another like terms here, positive 2n and positive 5n. So again, add the number in front of them, positive 2 plus 5, that gives you positive 7, and the variable stays the same. And take note, please make sure you are writing the sign before the number or before the term to separate the terms in here. So final answer is 2n squared plus 7n. All right. Any question? If you have, please go over again the previous example. Try to answer this one, or you can pause the video and try to answer the question again. All right, so let's have another one. Expand each expression. You can do it mentally, year 8. So I'm giving you this question. Let's see. So are you ready with your answer, year 8? So 10n plus 20, because 5 times 2n, that's 10n. 5 times 4, that's 20. How about the second one? We have 8 times 3y, that is 24y, minus, because 8 positive 8 times negative 6, that's negative 48. So 24y minus 48. Letter C, we have 7c. 7 times c is 7c. And 7 times negative 2, that's negative 14. And don't forget to copy the letter, which is D. So 7c minus 14d. And the last one here, 8, what is your answer? 9 times 3b, that's 27b. And do not forget to multiply 9 to negative 6, that is negative 54. You can put an arrow so that you will see if you have multiplied the term outside the bracket to each term inside the bracket. You can even have 3 terms here inside the bracket. It's the same method. You just multiply the number to each of the term if there will be more terms inside the bracket. So 27b minus 54 is the correct answer.